All right, everybody, welcome back. Ready to dive in. This time, we're turning up the volume on rising R&B star Denise Rosseau.
You got it, and you've asked for it. All her music, the buzz around her relationship with producer Jesse Rosseau, and that new album Compass of Love.
Oh, we've got the goods, concert reviews, album analyses, even a backstage interview where Denise gets real personal.
Lots to unpack here, musically and personally.
Oh, for sure. So this deep dive, this is about going beyond those headlines, understanding what makes Denise tick, why her music is causing such a stir. Okay, so let's get it started, set the scene a little bit, yeah?
Sure.
Take you to Denise's performance at the Mint Condition Club, packed house, dimly lit, that electric pre-show energy.
Oh, I can imagine.
Our reviewer, Ebony Glade, called it a pressure cooker of anticipation, and I love that. So Denise takes the stage, spotlight, sequence, that old school soul swagger. But get this, front row center, completely captivated, is Jesse.
And this wasn't just like a supportive husband thing, right? This is her producer, her collaborator.
Exactly. Talk about intertwined. Adds a whole other layer to the performance, right? At one point, Denise blows him a kiss. He catches it, holds it to his chest. Ebony even mentioned it, said you could feel the electricity.
And we can't ignore the elephant in the room, right? The age gap, it's been the subject of a lot of speculation and criticism.
Makes you wonder, is this a young artist finding her voice, finding her power? Or is there something more, well, more complex at play?
It's a question that seems to hang over everything. Let's hold on to that thought as we dive into Compass of Love, because that's where things get really interesting.
Not your typical love song collection.
No, not at all. Feels intensely personal, like she's like dissecting their relationship through music. You've got sensuality, vulnerability, but also those hints of power dynamics, that everyone's talking about.
Yeah, and that title, Compass of Love, such a powerful metaphor. Who's guiding whom?
Especially with her background in gospel, which she's been open about. This album is a departure, sonically, thematically, even spiritually, in a way. We need to understand the compass points that led her here, you know what I mean?
Okay, rewind a sec. Before the sold-out shows, the controversy, Denise was making a name in gospel, right?
And that voice, remarkably soulful, even back then. What's interesting is how those gospel influences still peek through in her R&B sound.
Oh, absolutely. Like, listen to those soaring vocals, those melismatic flourishes, even in a song like Love Me Deep Inside Daddy, which, not your grandma's gospel tune. Yeah, I mean, that song title alone, right? Endless debates online at the water cooler.
It's provocative, no doubt, especially with that age difference. Some people see it as like a sign of his control, but others, they see it as Denise taking charge,
Yeah.
flipping the script.
Yeah, and it's not just the title. Those lyrics, so suggestive, like a glimpse into their relationship.
Totally. Like there's that one line, right? Your wisdom guides me, your touch ignites me. Who's she talking about? Artistic mentor, lover, both. She leaves it open.
Ooh, good point. And then you've got steady hand, passionate heart, completely different vibe.
Right, like two sides of the same coin.
Exactly. Acknowledging that stability, but also that fire,
And remember, at the Mint Condition Club, that kiss, that energy's in these songs, raw, charged.
No doubt. But not everyone's vibing with it, right?
Yeah.
We got to talk about the backlash, especially from her parents.
Right, they have not held back, accusing Jesse of manipulating her, exploiting her talent.
That age gap, it's a huge sticking point.
Yeah.
They even went on the news saying Jesse stole their little girl.
I get it. On some level, they're worried. They see him as a threat.
Of course. But Denise, she's been so clear. This is her path, her choice, no one else's.
Totally. Remember that Seth and Kate interview? Shut down those Svengali rumors right there.
He's my partner, my producer, but I'm writing these songs, pouring my heart out. I'm paraphrasing, but.
Yeah.
So what do we do with that? On one hand, she's a grown woman, her decisions. On the other, that power imbalance. How much agency does she really have? Is that even the right question?
Yeah.
It's like, are we trying to read the compass for her? Or are we just trying to figure out if she even needs our help navigating,
Exactly. And I think that's where it gets interesting. Not about like right or wrong, who has the power, but how those dynamics, they come through in her music.
For sure. Maybe Compass of Love, it's not just about like romantic love,
Yeah.
It's about Denise finding her voice as an artist, even if it's inside this intense, really public relationship.
And that's where her gospel background, it adds another layer, right? She's talked about that surrender in gospel, giving yourself over to something bigger. But here in her R&B, it's these earthly desires, agency, control.
Ooh, so maybe Compass of Love is her way of bringing those two sides together. That need for guidance, but also that craving for, like, autonomy, you know?
I like that. It speaks to that whole idea of artistic evolution, right? How do you change your sound, your message, without alienating fans or losing your vision?
And let's be real, Denise is topping the charts. People are feeling this music, even if her personal life has them, like, scratching their heads a little.
Which takes us right back to that performance, right? The Mint Condition Club. Whatever you think about her and Jesse, you can't deny that talent, that passion she brought to the stage.
Oh, absolutely. Like, she was
Yeah.
singing to us,
Mm.
every word straight from the heart. And whether you think Compass of Love is about his influence or her breaking free or some crazy dance between the two, Denise Rosseau is an artist who is demanding to be heard.
100%. And isn't that what makes this so interesting? We've gone deep on the backstory, the lyrics, the drama, but ultimately it's up to you to decide what you think.
So what resonates with you? What questions are you still thinking about?
Have you listened to Compass of Love? Because this deep dive, it's really just the beginning, right?
We gave you the map, but now it's time for you to explore, right?
Yes. And until next time, keep those thinking caps on. And as always, happy listening.